Hi everyone, I just wanted to make this to answer some questions about the reading process blog and to give you some tech tips. So first let's go to we'll go to Module 8, which is probably the easiest place to find this. And if we look down here with the reading process blog, those of you that have looked at this before, I hope you'll notice that I simplified this and and put some steps in, so I think it's going to be a lot more clear. Previously, it had a couple different options that you really didn't need. So look through all these steps here, and again, I think that you are going to find this is pretty straightforward now. So presentation, I'm just going to read this. We can just read this together. You could think of this as a paper, but not a long one, like a 2 to 3 page one. Or you could think of this as a scrapbook of artifacts that show us what the reading process looks like. Feel free to be creative in presenting your knowledge and findings. You can broaden the notion of text in whatever way you see fit by including visuals, video, and audio. Experiment and have fun. For tech tips, see below. I'll show you that in a minute. And then I say here, however you decide to present this, you'll want to show us a few artifacts from your case study. Here are some tech tips down here if you want to try putting audio files or video or that kind of thing. Okay, so now let's go into the blog. And what I would do is I would, as it says in the instructions, I would start by, actually let's go over here. I would start by looking at the wikis, because this is where you've done a lot of work on the theory. There's this one from Module 5, where basically you have the aspects of the beginning reading process. So you could start there and talk about theoretically what's supposed to happen. And you can look at other groups' wikis too. You are also going to look at the wiki from Module 7 that you just finished. And again, you should look at each other's wikis. And I also filled in some things here to kind of give you some help too. But this wiki was about development, and Clay's theory is what behaviors signal developing inner control. So that's her theory of if these things happen, then the reading process is going along as it should. Now your case studies, your kids are not necessarily going to have done all these things because they're just not there yet. Some people case studies really only might kind of be in first concepts, and even this one. Others have data way down here. So so it's totally fine with whatever you've ended up with. Okay, so back to this is another way to get to the blog. And we'll go to the reading process. Okay, so once you've kind of figured out what you're going to write about, and maybe some of you might even start by just doing a Word doc, then you're going to create a blog entry, and you're going to title it something like what I learned. I was just talking with John, and we were modeling this one, so say what he learned from Antoine, and then he might then paste something in here, and then this might be see, I'm going to go over this way. See then how it says post entry. So you can think of this as having, you can put multiple pages in with this blog. So I'm going to then post that. And then if you look here, this ends up right here. And then you can actually, so say he's got a Word document there. And then say he wants to, or you want to add in some of your artifacts. So you're going to make another page. And so say we want to put in a photo. Let's see, sorry, can't type today. Then this is just how you attach things regularly. Browse the computer. I'm going to go to desktop, and there's that picture. I think you guys have seen that. And then I'm going to post that. And then let's see how that comes up. Well, what's going to come up is, it's going to come up in a series of, and this is what I really wanted to show, it's going to come up with a series of, oh, here it is. There it is. So it's going to come up in a series of pages. Whoops, we got to go back. Sorry about that. A series of pages. Okay. back to the blog. Okay, a series of pages that are going to look like this. And then once everyone, and these will be under obviously your name. And then what you're going to do after, and down here, this is important. So get this done by October 16th, because then between October 16th and 18th, you're going to go in and comment on 2 or 3 of your classmates' blogs. And you can do that kind of at the end, or you can do that kind of anywhere in between where they'll have kind of these multiple files here. So I hope that clarifies things. Sorry, this was a relatively long recording, but I look forward to seeing what you come up with.